welcome to our Membership 101. My name is Katie Ritter. I'm the Membership Director and Event Coordinator for the Taos County Chamber of Commerce. This is our first Membership 101, so welcome. Today we're going to talk about a few different things. One of the biggest ones being how to access your benefits on your member page when you log in, and how to go about that. I just want to briefly talk about a few things that we offer as the Chamber. But first, I want to introduce Jason Monigan. He's going to help us today. He's our representative with Chamber Master, which is the software program that we use for your membership and how you access your benefits as well. I just as a friendly reminder, as members, you are able to give us information about anything that you have going on, announcements, events, anything like that. You can enter it into our e-newsletter that comes out each week. If you can, just send us the information at least a week prior to us putting out the e-newsletter, so we have a little bit of time, but we'll take that in a JPEG and PNG format. So just keep that in your on your list of your many to-dos, that's a benefit for you to get the word out. Also, we have discounts for our members. Members receive currently 8% off of advertising with Taos News. So know that that's a discount that members receive. Additionally, we have lots of events going on this year. We have Taos Lilac Festival, Taos Plaza Live, Mix and Meets. We have committees you can join. So please pay attention to the e-newsletters that we send out, because all of that great information is always in those. So I won't go deep into those. But the last thing too to mention is that we also have a virtual event right now called Chamber Chat, where you can come on and talk about different things that you have going on. And it's also a way to get to meet other members as well virtually. But I'm going to take it over to Jason for now, and he's going to present how to access these benefits. And at the end, we'll have some time for questions. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Let's see here. We're gonna host disable. Let's see. You're gonna give me the screen there. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. No worries. Okay, all right. Hopefully you can see my screen there. You can give me a verbal thumbs up that you can.
Not yet. We don't see your screen quite yet.
Okay, here we go. That should work, right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so as Katie mentioned, yeah, thanks for coming to the Chamber 101 today. I'm Jason Moingen. I'm an authorized representative of Chamber Master, and which is the software platform that the Chamber uses to help manage their members with. It's a cloud-based database, so that helps them keep things organized in-house. But members also have a side of this software that you have access to as a Chamber member, to enable you to add your business information or update your business information, post jobs on the Chamber's website, post events for approval through the Chamber. So there's a variety of things that you can do as a Chamber member, and it all kind of ties in with the Chamber's website. So the Chamber's website being a connection, a direct connection between your business or organization and the public, or whoever might be using the Chamber's website. So I do want to just one quick note that my screen is blinking. So if you happen to see that happening on your side, it's not your computer. Don't worry about it. It's just a glitch on my screen that is happening every so often. So starting on the Chamber's website, there's a variety of things you can do here. As I mentioned, we have a business directory, and that's where all chamber members are categorized. This is the website in general is an asset to the community in several ways, but the business directory is a great place for people to go in and search for a business or an organization, and really it's a one quick connection between the public and your business or organization. So there's also information about the chamber. There's information about visiting and relocating to the area. There's a what's new drop down, which is has to do with like job postings, as I mentioned. If you're going to be doing any hiring, if you're a retail type business, you can do things like posting online specials, which are like coupons. The events calendar is here for you to not only look at and register for events, but also if you happen to have an event coming up that you want to create and have the chamber post that to their calendar, you can do that as well. And that's all done through your member login. And so if you're not familiar with that yet, I'm going to go in and look at this with you, so show you how to log in as a member. And then so we'll kind of backtrack between or bounce between the chamber's website and your member login, because they are tied together and they're related. So the member login button is on the home page of the chamber's website. And so if you don't have a username and password, you can connect with either Katie or myself, and we can help you get that set up if you don't have a member login. But if you click on that, and you'll notice it asks for a username and password. And so we would type that in. It's usually going to be it'll be whatever is assigned to you, but then you can change this once you're logged into whatever you'd like. So we type in the username and password, and I'm going to be using a member as an example here. It's the Carson National Forest, and they're a member of the chamber, but they just have a couple of improvements to make on their profile, so I'm going to use them as an example. So after you click on this sign in, you're going to come to this screen. You're going to come to a screen that's looks like this, and it's titled it's a member login center is what it is. There's a lot of things you can do here. It defaults to the home screen, and then we have what are called shortcuts, and they're located on the left side of your screen. I use this area all the time. You can certainly use the account settings section. It has some of the same information, but personal information and company information are the two things that I'm going to talk about first. Because as a chamber member, you have a business listing on the chamber's website, and people are looking at it. The chamber's website has a lot of traffic, and the public or chamber members are using this to search for information. So if your company information is not up to date, then you would want to keep that current and add your hours of operation or just different information about your business. So that's the first thing I talk about. Is we go to the company information section to update your business information. So we click on that, and what it does is it drops down another menu, and it always defaults to this, what we call organization information. This is what the chamber has on file for you. It's their record of your membership. So if you have a major change, like a new website address, or if you're first time coming in here, you want to add your website address. You just want to make sure that it's in there. You're going to see your company name, your primary phone number, things like that. But if your website is missing, yeah, go ahead and enter it in there, and then just click save at the top of your screen. This is an instant change. It'll update the Chamber's database, and so that you don't have to wait for that change to occur. Then you can see there's an employees button right here, down below that. Again, we're using the left-hand navigation menu for all this because that's the easiest way to use this. I'll come back to this, but this is where you would have your information as a chamber member and other representatives within your business or organization you want to add. The benefit of adding other chamber members, and Katie can maybe speak to this afterwards, but the one thing that comes to my mind is adding representatives so that they can also be involved with the chamber. If you add their name, job title, and at least email address, then those people will be able to see the chamber emails and all the information that the chamber shares with their members on a weekly or monthly basis. So we'll come back to this as an employee, but we're going to go to the website information section because that is where we have content here that's going to be displayed out on the chamber's website. So that's why I call it website information. It's your business information that's going to populate out onto the chamber's website for anyone to see, not just chamber members. So website information is important because it's publicly visible. Usually this information at the top is going to be duplication of what's under organization information. So you don't generally have to, you might not want to have this be any different from the organization. It'll just populate for you so you don't have to retype it in there. But there are some cases where businesses or organizations would want their company name to differ from the organization name. For example, there's a doing business as this. It might differ from your actual professional New Mexico tax ID name. So you could have it say one thing here, but under the website information, it might be different. So you could do that, and it would be a little different displaying to the public that way. So just make sure that information is up to date. The website address, if you have one, is in your website URL box. Maybe a primary email address in case someone wants to connect with you from the chamber's website, then that would be the email address that information or that inquiry would go to. A little further down here, we have the first thing you see is social network services. So if you're a business which has active with Facebook or YouTube or Pinterest, what this is asking for is your Facebook address as a business. So what we do here, these addresses are just here for examples. So they're just showing you what should be here. But as you can see, the last part of this Facebook address is blank because it needs to be personalized. So we're just going to take that, we're going to remove that, and I'm going to go to Carson National Forest webpage, and I'm going to click on their Facebook link, which brings me to their Facebook page. And this right here is the address you want to copy, the URL address from the top of your Facebook page, and bring it back to this page and paste it into here, and then check this box. So now you have your personal Facebook address there, or your business, I should say, but that's personalized to your business. Okay, now we're going to scroll down here, and this is the About Us section. So think of it as, okay, if someone pulls up your information on the Chamber's website, what are you going to tell them about your business? This is something you might have given to the Chamber when you joined, that this information may already be in there on your behalf. But if it's not, just make sure you put it into your own words as to what you do at your business or organization. What services do you offer? So what we'll do as an example here, again, I'm going to go to the Forest Services website and just I'm going to copy this here, this little description they have at the top of their website. And this is how easy this would be as a business to go in and do this from your website. We're going to go back here, just paste it in here. And 200 characters is what you receive with your basic Chamber membership. So it'll show you how many characters you have remaining. In this case, there's just a little bit of room left, but we're going to keep it at that. The next thing down here, this might be getting a little boring for some, but it's information that you might want to look into, and this is called a meta description. Meta description is if you've ever Googled something, anything, and Google presents you with a list of results, right? You have a website address, and then right below that website is going to be a description. And that's kind of like with this short description. This is a summary of your business that will show up on Google or any other major search engine. So the Chamber's website has high credibility with the major search engines because it's a credible, locally based organization. And so oftentimes if you Google something, depends on what it is, not everything, but certain things show up on Google that will funnel people right into your Chamber webpage. So you want this to be similar to the description above, although this doesn't give you, I don't think, quite 200 characters, but it'll tell you what you have remaining. So this is think of this as your Google description. This is your Chamber website description. So hours of operation, these are pretty self-explanatory things. So if you have hours of operation, put them in there. Driving directions.
What's the best address?
There is a Google map that is already should be a default part of your website on your Chamber webpage, but it's also helpful to have driving directions. So let's say you're across from Taos Plaza, or your kitty corner from the hardware store. You could put that in there, and some people will relate to that better than the Google map. Keywords. Keywords are words that are not going to show to anybody. They're not displayed to the public, but they are going to help with when people are searching on the Chamber's website, and they're typing in a keyword, and if it matches with your keyword, then you'll come up favorably on the search results. So what I suggest here is to type in primary words that are associated with your business, the services that you offer, things like that. You put yourself in the position of a person searching on, let's say, a directory or Google. What would they type in? Would they type in clothing or restaurants, food, beverages, or anything like that? So that's the type of keywords you'd want. And then at the top or the bottom of the screen, there's a save button. And you want to make sure you save those changes, because There's not an automatic save feature here on this, so you want to make sure you save the changes before you move on to anything else in here. Now, at the top of this page, as long as we're up here by the Save Changes button, there's a Preview Web Page button for everybody to be able to go directly to their chamber webpage to see what you've done on this page, so you can preview the changes that you just made. So we're going to click on that, and what it does is it takes us straight out to the chamber's website, and here's what we made changes for the National Forest. So we added their Facebook address, which shows up as an icon here, and so if we click on that, it'll go to their Facebook page, and then here's that About Us section. So that's how easy that is to add information to build your chamber webpage.
I had a question.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Once we cut and paste like the address for Facebook, the chamber website will generate that icon.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yep, that is correct. Good question. So also, what you're not seeing on this page is something that most businesses could take advantage of, and that is down below this About Us section, you can have your name as a representative and even your picture on there. It kind of looks like a little business card where it just shows your business or your personal name and your job title and your primary phone number, your cell phone, if you want to have your cell phone, your email address. So this is your primary business information. However, most businesses could be utilizing and should be utilizing this part down here, which now I'm going to bounce back to the member login again. And remember, I talked about when I first came in here, we talked about we're going to go back to the home page, and then we're going to click on personal information. So we were under company information, but personal information is where we would find, actually, I'm going to go back, take that back, go back to company, and we're going to go to employees. So we have employees listed here. And what you'd want to do is click on any one of these names, and each person has their own display preferences button and their own photo button. So this is for you as an individual. You would, if you go under personal, you'll see display preferences, and you'll notice that there's these check boxes. This is called public members. I would check both of these. I would go down the line and check job title. First, you have to allow that information to be displayed. Then you would check whichever one of these you'd like. Work phone. Okay, and then just click Save. And then if you want to go to the photograph area, then you can go here and you can upload a photo of yourself, and that would also be displayed on your personal profile. Now, when we go back to your web page that's live on the Chamber's website, we refresh our screen, we're going to see that information show up here. And right now there's just by default, there's this little Lego looking guy. So if you want to keep that there, that's fine, but you can upload your image there as an owner. If there was a job title entered, it would have taken and showed that there as well. So feel free to do that as well, and represent yourself on your chamber webpage as the owner or manager, or however you want to represent yourself as a rep. So that's the personal information section, and then also you can change your username and password here. And that's the other commonly used portion of the personal section is to change your username and password. Going back though to company, because you might have noticed we have these top 3 things that we talked about mostly, but there's also what we call logos, photos, or they're logos, photos, and video. This is for members who have an enhanced listing on the Chamber's website. If you click on that currently and you're not participating with this, then you'll notice that it says the feature is not available. But that's something that we'll take a look at on the Chamber's site, and it's a benefit that you could chalk up as an advertising opportunity, and so we'll look at some different examples on that here in a minute. That's what those sections are. Map pin information. So we're going to skip over this part right here, and we're going to go to map pin information. So this is something you may want to check on. This is a way for you to set up your Google map to make sure it's working properly. It should be defaulting to Google Maps, but you can also upload your own map image. That's probably a rare occasion that you'd want to do that, but Google is obviously getting a lot better with the way that they map out locations. So this particular member, I'm not exactly sure what happened with this the map service. We'll look into that, but it should be zoomed in and showing you your exact location in and around Taos, and then you can make sure that it's correct. And if it's not, then you can check with us if you have any problems. But that's your map pin information. And then your membership badge. This is something that you might want to take advantage of. That is, it's part of your membership as well, is to be able to add this logo on your Chamber webpage, or on your website, I should say, your business website. So if you want to add that logo to your website, you can generate this HTML code and copy and paste that code. And if you have administrative access to your web page, so you could log in as an administrator and add this badge, Chamber badge, to your website, then it'll just be displaying the Chamber's logo on your website for others to see that. So if you have any problems with that, you could also just, of course, copy this image and save it as a JPEG image, and you could also put it on your website that way. But this is designed to generate a code that's it's a linkable logo. So keep that in mind if you want to put your logo on the Chambers or on your website. You can do that. So going back to the home page, so personal information, company information. If you are seeking to fill some job openings or a job opening position available, you can click on job postings. This is a way for you to create job postings that will be visible on the Chamber's website. So you can click on this and then add a job posting. And if you already have job postings, you manage those postings by clicking on this blue button here. But if this is the first time you're adding a job, you can click on add job posting. And what you want to do is just give it a title. You know, what's the title of the position? If you already have a job description, you can add that in here, or you can copy it, paste it from another document that you've already created. And you just go down the line here and you fill in the blanks and choose a category, as in for accounting or sales, and then make sure your information here is accurate, because especially like an email address, this would be a potential job applicant would be using this email address to connect with you. So make sure that's your email or somebody who you want to be doing the interviewing. And then you just choose the date ranges, how many weeks you want this job posting to run for. And then you can also upload your company logo here, and that will show up as well on your job posting. So that's a pretty easy way to get a job posting created and put it out on your on the Chamber's website. That when you post a job or an online special, it goes to the Chamber for approval first. So just keep that in mind. If it's for some reason it doesn't pop up on the Chamber's website in a day or two, just contact the Chamber office and just ask them about it. But it does have to go through that brief approval process first before it goes live to the website. So that is it's similar. This works similar with if you're a retail business and you want to post. It's titled Hot Deals in here, but on the Chamber's website, it's a little different looking. It's called Shop Local or Online Specials. But in your member login area, it's called Hot Deals. And so when we click on that, this would be a way for you to add a promotion or a sale that you're having. Preferably, so the title would say 10 or 20% off of this particular item, or buy one, get one free, or if you sign up for a month of, or you sign up for a garbage service, you get a month free. So the title would be very important to creating that value right up front, because if people are navigating that Hot Deals page or the specials page and they don't see really the immediate value, then it won't be as effective. So make sure you, in the title of your special, you put what the value is. Is it a discount of cash? Is it a discount of a percentage? Is it a buy one get one free type of thing? So put that in there. Your tagline is just another supplementary way to have a little bit more information about that special you're posting, or just a little bit of a real brief sentence about your business. That's going to show up in the deal as well. So it's pretty easy. It's just again, it's kind of a plug and play type page. You fill in the blanks. You can elaborate, like on your deal, say, all right, it's only available on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or it's good, valid through this date, or so put whatever information about the special there that you want, and then any kind of maybe disclaimers that you want to put in there as well. The meta description, again, this is Google has access to this information, so if you just copy and paste a short description here, these can be similar. They're just a little bit different, 320 characters versus 520 characters, but this would be for Google, for example. This would still be for your Chamber website. So fill in the blanks, the offer start date, offer end date, logo, and make sure all that information. There's a published start date and a published end date. This is something that you need to be kind of aware of, because this is the most important one, because if you this is more like a software thing, this is the problem with having people create software programs. Sometimes they're not thinking like a person navigating this. So Sometimes I wish they had these a little closer together, or there was a better explanation as to why they're different. But sometimes you might want to have your deal or special be prolonged. The date range could be beyond what the published date is. So that's why there's two separate date ranges. There's an offer date and there's a published date. But the published date is most important because you want to add the end date. Whatever the end date is, it'll automatically fall off of the chamber's website, so you don't have to go in and think about removing it at any certain point. It'll remove itself based on the date range that you put in this section right here. So just keep that in mind if you're creating a special or a sale or a promotion of some sort. And then of course there's a save changes button. I don't know if you can see this. I have my Zoom screen is covering it up, but there's a save changes button. There's a preview button, and then there's a submit for approval. And that's the button you want to click. The submit for approval button goes to the chamber for approval first, and then out to the website after that. So that's how you would post a job or a special. There's a lot of things you can do in here, and I won't cover all of these things today because you can come in here and you can click around on some of these things. The shop button, it's just very similar to deals, but the shop button is a connection for you to add a market space item. And these are more for like individual items that you want to display for sale on the chamber's website. I kind of look at it like an Etsy kind of a thing, or maybe that's a bad analogy, but there's a difference between posting a deal, which is more like a sale or a promotion on like 20% off the entire merchandise in my store, versus this would be more for individual things that you want to promote. And that's under the market space. It's called shop here. But on the chamber's website, this is going back to here. So it's a market space, and that's where you can post things like that as well. So going back to the login, again, there's a lot of things you can do here, but I've covered the things that I think are most important. Update your company information, personal information if you want to display yourself and as an owner or a manager, deals, job postings, shop. There's also this directory. Now on the chamber's website, we talked about a little bit about this. There's a business directory on the chamber's website, and that's how the public can find you as a member. But there's also this internal directory. This is for members only. And let's just say that you were at a chamber function and you met someone and you remember their first name, but you don't remember their last name. You can type in a name, and it will index everybody's name that is on the chamber's database, and you can find different individuals, representatives of businesses that you may want to connect with. So this is a way for you to help you potentially network with other chamber members. So this is an internal directory that has far more information on it than the public's side of things. So more personal information, sometimes such as email addresses, but job titles and phone numbers of individual chamber members, not just the business itself. But it is also a business directory, so you can see here, you can search. You'll notice some businesses that come up at the top of the list here. They are, this is what I talked about earlier, was a chance for you to have an enhanced listing on the Chamber's website, get some advertising going out there. Priority placement is a key factor with this decision on your part, to become an advertiser on the website, and that's why these members are coming up in a priority position by default. So, for example, have a logo here for AAA Home Care. They have a description of their business, and then when you click on their logo or their name, it takes us to a landing page, and it talks more about their business. There's an about section. There's a highlights page here where you can talk about how long you've been in business, what you specialize in. There's also a media gallery, which is photographs, video, things like that. So that's an enhanced listing, but at any rate, you can search for members here and find information that's useful. The events button, this is also across the top of your screen, and this is a way for you to add an event. So let's say you're hosting an event like a blood drive, or a walk for cancer, or a music festival, or something that's open to the public that you want to get the word out about. So this would be a way to add an event for the Chamber to approve, that it's something that has to be approved for their calendar. And if there's any question whether you think it's appropriate for the Chamber's website, you can certainly just call the Chamber and ask them. But this is a great way for you as a member to make sure that that information is going to be not lost in translation. So instead of calling the Chamber and relaying that information by phone or potentially by email to them about your event, it's in your hands. So you have the ability now to do this. You fill in the blanks just like before, with the jobs and the deals, and then you at the bottom you click save. Now events has a lot more features in here. They have ability for you to upload a header image, a gallery of photographs, your logo, a YouTube video. So when you create an event, there's a lot more things that you could be taking advantage of, that would just look that much better on the Chamber's events calendar when someone's clicking on your event. So that's a benefit if you're hosting events that you want to get the word out about. Some of these resources, some of these buttons here, they're not currently being utilized at this point, so don't worry about that. The reports section, this is something that you can use to look at the activity which your Chamber webpage is receiving. So it's a way for you to gauge that, how many people are looking at your information, whether it's via keyword or category, or if you're posting a job or a deal, you can see how many people have clicked on those items that you have. So this is, and then the news section, this is something that you can, there's also a button here on the left-hand side called News Releases. It's a way for you to, this would be more like a news release, that a press release that you want to get the word out about. Not necessarily an event, but let's say, okay, we're moving, our store is moving, or some type of a news item that you want to get the word out about. And again, this is something that's it's approved by the Chamber before it goes live to their news page, but that could be a different way for you to get a press release out into the public's view. So all of this information, again, it ties back to the Chamber's website, and that that is where the public has the ability to view this, not just Chamber members. The Chamber's website has several thousand visits a month, and so we'll go out to the website here, and we'll click on, for example, we're going to click on the business directory, although there are some shortcuts that we have, such as visiting, lodging, shopping, real estate, things like that. But the business directory is the direct connection to you as a member for anybody that wants information about your business. So searching, this is the keyword application I mentioned earlier. So if you type in a keyword, it will look for matches, and it will bring up suggestions as to what to click on. So I typed in the word forest. It matches up with this the name of a member first. Then it might match up with a category. But that's why your keywords are important, is because that's indexing those keywords for matches. So if it matches with your keyword, you'll come up favorably. Some people type in a keyword and they choose from the drop down box. Some people type in a keyword and they click their enter key or this go button, and then it brings up a different set of results. But either way, you'd want to have as many keywords as you can have in your keyword box. So if we look down here, there's we can't possibly display every category on this that exists on here. So we put what were called quick links. These are like umbrella categories. These are more of a broad umbrella type category. So if someone comes in here and they click on arts, culture, and entertainment, they're going to get a larger search results than if you would clicking on a specific category. So there's different ways to get to information, but that would be one example. We click on healthcare. Again, that comes up with a pretty broad range of results, because you're going to have like chiropractors and dentists and physicians all into this one page. But this will be an example of a member who wanted that enhanced listing, which is going to bring that member up to the top of the list and make you that much easier to find. So the logos, the descriptions here, this is part of an upgrade that you can participate with, and you can talk with myself about that. I'm happy to schedule just a one-on-one call with you, or you can connect with Katie at the Chamber and she can give you some information about this too. But this is just an enhanced version. So we'll click on this for an example, and this is what it looks like to the public. Again, we're on the Chambers live on the website here, so we're seeing that what the public sees. It looks a little different than the directory on the membership side that we saw earlier. So, but the About Us section, it's all on one page. This is mobile friendly, so it's all on one page. You don't have to click on things. It's just a scroll up if you're using a mobile device. And there's a spot for a YouTube video here as well, some photographs. So that's an enhanced listing, an example of that. Going back to this category again, you should have at least this information showing. You have name, address, phone number, website. Click on that. And this is a good example of what you should have set up on your page. Social networking icons would go here, and then representatives would go down here. So that's kind of in a nutshell there with the business directory. There's some different advertising opportunities if you want it. We also have ads running on other pages of the website too that are available for as an upgrade, and it's just a way for you to become more visible on the website and capture the attention of the visitors, whether they're on like the events calendar or they're under the visit section, or if they're in a specific category. That's a way for you to get your name out there and talk more about your business. So you could let us know if you're interested in that. Yeah, so I think that's in a nutshell. It covered a lot of territory with your login area and the website. So there is a help video if you're interested in watching. It's under the account settings area. If you click on that and click on help, there's 2 videos you can watch. There's one that's to update your personal profile, and there's one that's to update your company profile. And these kind of cover what I already covered, but it would something you can do on your own time at your leisure. If you want to sit down at 11 o'clock at night and do this, then you got the ability to kind of take your time and go through that. Other than that, I think that is about it, unless I'm missing something. And thank you for watching. And
I think you covered a lot of really great territory there. I mean, there's obviously a lot to learn and discuss about benefits, and as Jason mentioned, those videos are available, and we've recorded this and will be on our YouTube channel, so it's accessible at any point in time. Like Jason said, if you're awake at like 11 o'clock or something like that and you want to watch, it's a possibility. Thank you so much, Jason. It's really great to hear about all the possibilities that are out there. I do want to put it out to our attendees. Do you guys have any questions at all? You know, I know that was a bit of an overload, but for first timers, but again, you can watch this at any time. But do you have any questions for us at all?
Do you guys
put you on the spot?
do you guys have like like networking type events, like ways to meet other chamber members?
Absolutely. So as Jason mentioned, you know, you can search people on the member portion of the website, but we as the Taos County Chamber of Commerce offer mix and meets, and, you know, due to the pandemic, we had put a hold on them, but we will be starting those back up very soon. So any events that we have coming up, we'll put in our e-newsletter. So be sure that you see those, because there'll be information about opportunities or upcoming events. And, you know, we want to make sure that everybody is aware of all of their possibilities here locally, especially. But the mix and meets is a possibility. And then virtually, we also right now have our chamber chat, which is another Zoom training / meeting we have, where we have guest speakers come on to talk about programs that they may have. And it's also an opportunity for members to get to know each other. Just as an example, we also have an education committee, and our most recent meeting, we had 2 guest speakers, one that had a call, like a need, they put out their need, and then there was another organization that was there that was able to fulfill that need, and that happened in the meeting, which was super awesome. So not to promise that can happen every meeting, but you know, that's encouragement to attend the meetings, because then those possibilities are there. And those are currently monthly meetings that we're hosting. So again, that we put out flyers and Zoom links all the time on our e-newsletter. So I won't take too much time going into the details, but we have lots of possibilities, as well as our events like Taos Lilac Festival and Taos Plaza Life. So I look forward to talking to you guys about that more. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good to see your faces. Any other questions you might have? It's kind of exciting, right? Like all the possibilities that you have to get your information out there about yourselves and your organization. It sounded like you guys personally have quite a bit happening. So please utilize the tools on the website. And like Jason said, he and I both are here if you ever need any help. Right at the tips of our fingers, or you can stop by my office and I can help walk you through things, or whatever you need.
Oh, we appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
My info.
Did you have anything else to add, Jason?
I don't think so. No, just have a great rest of your week, and
Yeah.
if you have any questions, just let us know.
Thank you so much. I do want to mention that the Taos County Chamber of Commerce exists, to cultivate and sustain a healthy business environment in Taos County and in New Mexico. Please visit our YouTube channel, Taos County Chamber of Commerce. We also have links in our e-newsletters, but also on our website on www.taoschamber.com. Thank you so much for being here. You guys have a wonderful day.
You too.
You too. Hopefully you can trudge through the snow.
I know, right?
Yeah.